engaging in a conversation.
The freedom, like campus kuna freedom, like I won't lie.
I was from bed to the locker for sleep.
In my heart that if I go to these classes, attend these classes, it will boost my passion.
Now, before we jump into today's podcast, remember that you can find BUCACHI'S on your favorite platforms. Subscribe and engage. Leave your comments and reviews so that we can know what to talk on our next episode. And today we want to start with the joys and challenges and experiences that we've had in campus. What is it like to join university and be out there, be free? You know, what to say, while you're out there, you're free in the university and everything. So we want to hear what our friends have gone through, what they've experienced, what their opinions are of life in campus. And I'll start with Daisy. Daisy, how would you put your life in campus, or how would you describe your journey in campus?
Honestly, for me, it's the freedom. Like campus kuna freedom, like I won't lie, and like freedom regarding the fact that kwanza kwa viboko, mimi ni viboko, like the freedom for me is the viboko. Huku hakuna mtu anakupiga, so my joy in campus ni freedom basically. So like
you have a phobia for viboko? I
mean, kuna phobia viboko, I won't lie. So yeah.
Interesting.
I think for me the best part was coming to campus. There's that randomness of things. You know, in high school it was so fixed. Kusema tu kweli, for me, joining high school the entire 4-year course, morning preps, total waste.
Trust me, we get that.
I was from bed to the locker for sleep. Okay, the best thing I had, I think, in high school was I liked the games. I was always going out on the games. But the routine was so fixed. From Monday to Friday, the very same thing. Then coming to campus, at least you have different classes. Like she said, there's that freedom, and you all like freedom. Then as a challenge also, my entire life I've been raised with my parents. So coming to campus, the very first semester, I was homesick. To be honest, I was like missing home. Even though high school, I'd stay at school at a boarding school, but you'd always come home, you'd always call home. But now in campus, you're grown up. You have to know how to manage yourself. Thank you.
Campus is a little different because when you transition from high school coming here, it means that you're changing a lot of things. You are having freedom, you are changing friends, you are depending on yourself. So there's a little joy here in having freedom, but remember, you are the one having your life in your hands. You are the one handling your life. Number two, you have to change your friends, because most of the friends, you split ways after you finished high school. Maybe you might have continued with communication through social media or the internet, but it doesn't last long, provided that they are busy with other things. So it was a little bit a challenge making new friends. I remember these are people from different backgrounds. It might be difficult for them to understand you, and you may be difficult to understand them. And that is how I felt. But on the other hand, you are learning something new and you are being mature, because you are transitioning from childhood to adulthood. You are growing. So it is partly nice and partly challenging.
How do you handle cases such as homesickness, time management, and academic pressures? Now, given that out here right now we are free, we are considered free, and we are expected to make our own decisions and all that. We are expected to show up for classes. We are expected to submit assignments and everything, but there's nobody to supervise you. So like high school. So how do you guys handle academic pressures, homesickness, and time management?
Personally, to deal with homesickness, I call my parents. We talk, I speak with my family, and then I feel like they are still connected with me. So that is one way of how I deal with homesickness. And then supervising myself, I've been raised in a Christian family, so I have biblical standards that guide me, so that I may not go out of the way and do the unwanted things or maybe the unethical things. So dealing with such freedom, I have standards. That is how I deal with that. And then going to class, here there's no one to guide you. But putting in mind that your parents send you here so that you may make them proud, it's one of the things that pushes you so that you can keep going to class, learning. And then I have passion in journalism as a journalism student. So I know myself in my heart that if I go to these classes, attend these classes, it will boost my passion, and at the end of the day I will have what I wanted earlier on. Yeah.
According to me, like on the matter of homesickness, yeah, basically as Alan has said, you just call home, or like during weekends we don't have classes, so you can like basically go home and visit your parents. The matter of studies, like how supervising yourself, it's just like having a timeline. I could say that, like, you have to know there is time for everything. When it's time for class, like you attend classes. Kani masaa ya sherehe uenda sherehe, like Mr. ambia mtu asikuje campus kwenda sherehe, basically vinaendanga. So yeah, but don't pia overdo. So like you just control yourself, like you just know the rights and the wrongs. So like
if I may ask,
yeah.
is it different?
I was raised very close to my parents, so realizing that weekends I was free, you can bet your money every single weekend I had to go home, see my parents and everything like that. Then coming to cope up with now the thing about there's no supervision, well, that to me was very much easier. I'll get back to high school again. High school, I literally say the system forced me to study chemistry and math.
Okay.
And I'm a mass communication student, so they never helped me. So it was compulsory for me to do that. But coming to campus, I chose this course. Why? I'm passionate. I'm compassionate about it. It's self-drive. It's commitment. I wake up every day, every single day in the morning. Good thing this is a campus. The atmosphere is already professional. You just wake up and say, this is it. I have to chase my dream now.
So you do find it an advantage that in campus you can choose what you want to do?
Absolutely. The campus now, after you come in, you apply your own course by yourself. You come in here, you want to do the course. Why should someone even supervise you? So you wake up in the morning, you have the professional mindset already for you in your head. You know that this is the thing, this is what I want to do. So if it's the classes, if it's the projects, if it's the assignments or the cards, anything, you just find yourself there. And I do that with a smile on my face because I know this is now my career. This is now what I'm building. I'm aspiring to achieve.
And let me ask you, what advice would you give out there on social life, studies, and personal well-being? How do you take care of yourself while out there? What advice would you give those who are joining campus or those who are new to campus?
Like they always say, there's no way somebody else will respect you if you don't respect yourself. So first of all, you have to set your standards. Then it's a good thing we're in Africa where religion is always something core. And even if someone is not so religious, then they're always cultural. We have very strong ethics, unlike the West, no offense to them, but we have very strong ethics.
No.
If it's cultures, you have to respect by them.
Okay,
Everything goes...
I will go back to Alan. Alan, you've talked about calling your parents when you feel home, you feel like there's some homesickness in you. You try to get in touch with them. What would you say would be a better way to have students in school without being homesick? Have students quickly get to know their environment, get to love the environment, get to be comfortable around campus and everything. What do you think the universities or the boards of management would do to make life good for the students?
I wouldn't say that it is maybe the responsibility of a university's board of management or maybe a university's governing body to deal with students' personal maybe homesickness or such things.
But don't you think that the environment contributes to whether the students are comfortable enough or to not miss home?
It will be very, 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 very important for the school maybe to contribute, but I don't think it is a must. But maybe to just say these boards of management or maybe the universities can organize for counselors, so that if someone is not feeling good and he thinks or she thinks that he is able to talk to a counselor, a peer counselor, let's say for example, they can approach them and speak to them, tell them how they feel, and maybe they can get the best advice, because these peer counselors actually, they are in higher classes, maybe we can say second year, third year, fourth year, so they can give advice in accordance to their experience to these people who may be homesick. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is my advice. But for these students, just to understand that it is now your responsibility. You've come from home, and university is just trying to train you and to tell you that from now on you're going to be on your own, an adult, and you're not going to depend on your parents as you used to do.
Yes.
It is now your responsibility from now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'll move to Daisy. Daisy, I have a question for you. Talking of academic pressures and time management, have you personally been faced with these problems? Have you had a challenge with time management or academic pressures?
Yeah, of course challenges are there, so I won't lie. Because considering the fact that maybe at times you have classes from maybe 7 a.m. in the morning and until 7 p.m. in the evening, and like at the middle of the classes there are stuff that you're supposed to be dealing with, or like any student needs a break, like for like mental break, like you understand what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, every student needs a mental break. So like looking at the classes from 7 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. in the evening, so like I won't lie, it's a big challenge, because like you have to balance your classes and other things. So